As some of you know, I was teaching English in South Korea for 2 years, and I came back to do my CELTA to improve my skills as an English teacher. From that time, I also did Preply as a tutor working online, and just a few summer camps here and there, and an Easter camp. And because of that, I've experienced working abroad doing this job and doing this job in the UK in that setting. And there's a lot of different things I can compare for things like that. So for example, let's start with the actual campuses. So at the moment I'm working in this campus, I won't say where, but I'm working in Reigate in London. And I would say that it's nice because the other one where I worked was quite remote as well, in terms of you can't really walk outside and find a shop, which is fine. But in terms of the views, it's pretty. The other one was more like flat. But over here, it's not really well catered as much. So in all these types of summer camps, you would expect to see meals morning, noon, and dinner time. And the quality of the food can vary. So here in the morning, a lot of beans, toast, and egg. Most days, which is a bit boring, a bit bland. Whereas at the other school that I worked at, you have a bit more choice, which is great. In terms of the students itself, we have students from a lot of European countries, and before I had students from other countries. I won't say where specifically, but let's say more countries from the Americas and now more from Europe. And it really depends on the type of students that you have, but mine here tend to be a lot better. So they listen more and generally behave a lot better compared to the students I had in the other school. So that's another factor, being the students itself. And within the actual classes, it's nice working here because I do 9 teaching hours a week, which is 3 hours every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means I have 3 hours and then a 10-minute break in between each class. Whereas at my previous job, it was 4 classes with an hour and a half per class. So that's double the amount of teaching and double the amount of days. But with that last job, I didn't go out on excursions. So with these kind of jobs, you can expect to see some of them include excursions and going out with the kids and doing things like that. But that has its own separate challenges, like obviously having to lead, having to organize, and having the general responsibility to take care of the children, which is something you don't really have in the classroom. And in respect to the actual days teaching, these camps, they don't really give you days off. You kind of have like 10 days or 12 days in a row, and then you have a couple days where you don't have anything, and then you go balls to the wall again. And that's okay because these jobs are contracts, and I wouldn't do that kind of thing 24/7 because I wouldn't have a life, and I'm away from family and friends and just doing my own thing over here. And over here, with all the other teachers here, we're a very diverse group, different ages, creeds, races, and again, this depends where you're working, but expect to see people from all types of experiences and just different backgrounds. And for me, I've enjoyed that aspect because I can speak to people from different countries, talk about their experiences doing this job somewhere else, because again, we all have the same job, but doing it in a different country means that you're going to have much different experiences as well. And in terms of like the actual enjoyment itself, I do very much enjoy teaching the kids. I really like my class. I have a class of like mostly all girls, and mostly Romanian, some Italian, and some Chinese from Spain, and really enjoy it. They work well, and we have a nice system going. So that aspect is really good. Activities and excursions are fun, albeit they're a little bit difficult to manage sometimes when things aren't planned properly, but overall they're pretty fun. But right now, as you can see, well, as I showed you, I'm outside. Well, that's outside, and I'm in my room, and there's nothing really going on. So if I didn't really have anything planned, like making this video or reading or doing other stuff or talking to my girlfriend, I'd be pretty bored because there aren't really any things to do for the teachers after 6 o'clock, after we've eaten. And that's fine, but this contract is for a month. So you have to either adapt or think of something when you do these kinds of jobs, because you're going to be pretty lonely, you're going to be on your own, and you have to kind of find a way to deal with that. But overall, if you are like an English teacher like me and you're looking to do summer camp work, or you're in the UK for a little bit, I highly recommend it, but you need to take into consideration the type of hours and teaching that you'll be doing. Maybe not so much how it's catered and food, obviously that's always a bonus, but most of the time you will be catered, and whether or not you do excursions with the kids and activities and such. But yeah, so I hope you found this video informative, and maybe it will help you decide if you want to do a summer job doing English teaching. But yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.